SAO2 is not wasting any time into jumping into the Sinon character. They've already shown how badass she can be. They're already showing her tragic backstory. They're just really going all in. And it also makes me start questioning as to why we start needing Kirito. I can see Sinon already becoming a main character all on her own, carrying the whole show by herself. She can do it. So I started wondering what's the point of Kirito? I know they explain this death gun comes in. Kirito knows this feeling of death in a game kind of thing, and I guess he'd be the most suited to confronting him. But at the same time, if you really rewrite the script just a little bit, you can actually make Death Gun a target of Sinon. In fact, at the end of this episode, you can actually say Kirito is not needed. Sinon can probably take care of Death Gun near the end of the series or the season, because he starts going after Sinon. She's his next target. So really, Kirito is probably shoved in there just for the sake of, we know the character. You remember this character? Well, he's still in here, so not everything has changed. But at the same time, you do need kind of change. And Sinon is a badass enough character, or a really great written character we can actually just follow by herself. We don't need anyone else. She has enough of a story that we can actually get behind her, feel sympathetic for her, without a previous character from the past seasons coming in here. But however, one thing I have to question is her tragic backstory. She's afraid of guns, and yet she constantly uses guns in a gun game. Now, you can say they say it's immersion therapy, it's virtual guns, so she doesn't have panic attacks. She even says, for some strange reason, these guns don't freak me out. I don't know if that works realistically. I think even if it was virtual, even if it was just a video game, the idea of a gun, if you're traumatized by a gun is gonna scare you. Just the look of a gun, the feel of a gun, the sound of a gun, it's gonna freak you out. So I'm surprised that she can use it as expertly as she can in this game. I guess they're trying to give some kind of ironic twist to this whole backstory and how badass she is as a first-person shooter game character. But at the same time, it also just brings up a question how is this possible? But I'm willing to overlook it because she's still badass enough. And the tragedy of her backstory is actually sad enough that I can actually get behind. Apparently, her dad died in a car accident, I believe. And her and her mom were about to go move to their grandparents' house. But then a robber comes into the bus station or train station, whatever they're in, and robs the place. And the thing I noticed about right now at this moment is a lot of anime sometimes draw the robber drooling from their mouths and just freaking out. Even when he's not in trouble or anything, immediately as he walks in, he's just freaking out. It's not like he's nervous, I'm gonna rob this place quick, and no, he's like, it's like, what the hell are you doing? Are you high? Are you on ecstasy? What is wrong with you? I guess some criminals actually take drugs before they rob a place, and that's what start freaking them out. But it almost feels like it's a tradition in most anime. The robber has to be completely mental if he wants to rob a place. He can't be a calm, cold criminal calculating and planning things out. No, he has got to be desperate and freaking out. And for the most part, most criminals are like that. But still, every once in a while, I want to see an organized criminal. But again, the main point of this is she tries to protect her mother. She bites his hand. He drops the gun. She grabs it and immediately doesn't know what to do. She just all she can do is just pull the trigger of the gun. It shoots him once. And he's like, "You bitch, you come here." And she shoots him twice. And then finally, she shoots him a third time through the head, which finally kills him. And of course, in desperate times, yeah, I can believe that a little girl who'd never used a gun before will at least instinctively know, just pull the trigger and hope you hit something to save your life. I can believe that. And you don't really realize what you've done until after the guy's dead. I can also believe that. It's adrenaline, it's fear, it's panicking. You don't know what's going on. You don't realize what you can do or what you just did. You just know, I have to live. I have to survive. And that's what Sinon did. Finally, when she realized, of course, she's freaking out. She vomited. Now she has a trauma every time she sees a gun. She vomits or gets sick, which is something someone found out about and now is bullying her with it. But I'm pretty sure the police would never reveal who was involved in this, especially if it was a little child who was traumatized. They would never reveal that. I mean, what happened? Maybe it was a damn reporter who's like, "This little girl is not traumatized. You can now bully her with guns." But, yeah. But one thing I noticed is the mother looked at her daughter like she was afraid of her. Now, maybe, again, maybe it was just, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. A robber came in, my daughter saved me, but at the same time, she killed a guy. What the hell is happening? I have no idea what's going on. And that'll be fine. I'll stick with that. And she seemed to be calling she knows later on in the present, seemed to be calling someone, talking to them normally, so maybe it was her mother. But if this anime goes in the route of the mother, for some reason, is afraid of her daughter, I don't think I will like that, because it's not Shinon's fault. It's not like Sinon is a cold-blooded killer who just grabbed the gun and just like, boom, 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 I saved you, mother. You are now safe. I am the Terminator now. Like, no. She's like, she was freaking out just as much as you were. She's not a monster or a bad person. She was just a little girl, scared out of her mind. She wanted to protect you. Then her survival instinct kicked in, and she just did what her body told her to do. Just pull the trigger and point, hoping you survive, hoping you kill the guy who's threatening to kill you. But really, yeah, this is a great backstory, and I really like where this is going. There are certain parts where I feel like I hope it's not going where I think it's going, but for the most part, I like where Sinon is coming from. I like where she is now, and I actually can't wait to see where she goes from here. Because like I said, Deathgun is not targeting her. She's a damn good player, and so he's going to be targeting her. So again, it just could be Sinon versus Deathgun trying to survive against the guy trying to kill her, which would make a good full circle. She started off using guns, trying to survive, and now she's going to end trying to survive using guns, and that's will probably get her over her trauma. So again, unless episode 4 explains Kirito's position here in this series, I don't feel like he was needed. I don't feel like he's someone I need to follow. It's just, I should be following Sinon. If you're going to tell me, hey, whose story would you be more interested in? Kirito's investigation of Deathgun or Sinon's overcoming her fear of guns by having to survive a game of shooters, of expert shooters, and then finally Deathgun tries to come and kill her. And this time the threat is real. If you die in this game, you're going to die in real life. And that's the journey I can definitely follow. So hopefully this series will continue on its trend of following Sinon, showing how badass she is. Not at the end of the day, Deathgun is too much for her. Kirito has to come in and save her. Like, no. I don't need to see that. But either way, so far I like where this is going, and I can't wait for next episode. Sinon, continue being a badass, and hopefully you get over your trauma of the gun, because I think it will hinder you deeply in the future. So, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye.